NATO has formulated and developed a detailed 4,400-page defense plan for a war with the Russian Federation. NATO confirms that Russia has already begun Phase 0 in preparing for war with the alliance. And now more information in our report. My name is Yevhen Sirov and this is the Glavored channel. Subscribe and leave a like. Let's get started. Among NATO military personnel and officials, there is growing confidence that war with Russia is inevitable. It's not just military experts who are talking about Phase 0 in the confrontation with Russia. There is also serious concern within NATO itself, according to the publication Welt. At the same time, experts note that the danger of a Russian attack will increase significantly after the war in Ukraine ends. No one can say with certainty how long the war currently taking place in Ukraine will continue, but the potential risk of an attack on NATO territory, especially in the Baltic countries, will be greatest after the war in Ukraine is over. We are already in Phase 0, a former high-ranking NATO general told the publication. The alliance is also currently concerned about the reorganization of certain Russian military districts. This reform will likely lead to an increased presence of Russian troops on the borders with NATO countries, said the head of Estonia's Foreign Intelligence Service, Kaupo Rosin, in an interview with Welt. We see that these units are rapidly redeployed to Ukraine, in most cases after just 1 or 2 weeks of training, to engage in combat operations. But sooner or later, they will return, he emphasized. NATO is conducting intensive preparations to prevent a Russian attack, and work has already begun on implementing secret defense plans. According to the publication, the Supreme Allied Commander Europe of NATO, Christopher Donahue, presented a comprehensive and detailed defense concept to the military representatives of the 32 NATO member states in Brussels 9 days ago, a concept for a deterrence line on the eastern flank, spanning 4,400 pages in total. Drones and autonomous weapons play a particularly key and important role in Donahue's concept, as does the deployment of additional heavy weaponry along NATO's eastern border. Furthermore, improving networked interoperability between various armed forces for more effective data sharing is also emphasized, the publication notes. Recently, the Belgian Minister of Defense stated that if Russia intends to carry out even a non-nuclear strike on NATO countries, for example, on Brussels, in response they would level Moscow to the ground. Earlier, NATO Secretary General Rutte stated that Putin is generally running out of money, soldiers, and ideas for the war against Ukraine. According to him, the dictator is making very little progress on the battlefield in Ukraine, and the minor gains that are made come at an enormous cost.